Hello, Tom.
Hi, Gennady. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. So we're going today through the few updates and changes and improvements that we have. And I just want to explain how everything works and what we added in the last week or so, okay?
All right, sounds great. You're always adding something of value, and sometimes you flip under the radar screen,
All right, so I'll leave this one for now, but if it's bothering this little windows right here, our video, then I'm gonna turn it off. But other than that, looks like the connection is fine, but if you need it, I'll disconnect. All right, so let's go through this. So the major upgrade that we have this week, and we just was cleaning some bugs and everything. So, but right now it's already released, so it's working. So let me show inside the article, what do we have? So, of course, you can do the outline for blogs, right?
Right.
So we also added something else here. So I will explain about this here. Make sure you remind me what it is. But I can show later. But right now, let's talk about the most important stuff.
Right.
So you can see right now that we improved the performance, huge time. So we changed that slightly here. We're not loading the whole thing because I do have a content that has like 8,000 words, 9,000 words, 5,000 words. So it does slow down. So what we did, we actually reduced the size, how many we load. We just load like 5 first blocks. And after that, clicking on load more, we just add in the 5 more blocks. So every time just click on load more, you can add it. So that's one of the things that we optimize slightly the performance. Another thing is, you can see how it's changed. When you hover your mouse, you can see it's slightly highlighting now here, the headers. If I scroll, you can see if I move, let's say I have this header, so you can see this shows up. If I move my mouse to the next header up, you can see it's disappeared. Again, if I move it back again, see it has a little red border around it.
Right.
You can see the arrow here. What does it mean? Of course, if I want to go on that particular block, I just click on whether it's in the block or can click anywhere in the article. It moves me to the block. Block editor inside have changed, even though it may look very similar, but it's very different. So it's totally different block editor that we have. It's greatly improved. So it's enhanced with many other things. And I will explain. But before I get to the editor, let me go back now on the high level, on the outline view. So when I am in the outline view, so let me show you again. Here is the outline view. When I scroll, I just simply say hover over the different blocks. Let's say right here, I hover over this. You can see this one is not highlighted. I move my mouse, you can see it's highlighted. So for me to go in the editor, we decided we're going to leave this one here. You can go to editor. Or by clicking on the left side on a block here, you will go inside the editor of that particular block. But if you want to do the editing right on the front view, you can. Now, by clicking here, now inside, now you could see the publish button is hidden and the simplified editor showed up. That was a kind of request was requested by a few people who really wants to do that editing on the end, do the edits and actually write on a higher level. So in this level, you don't get inside the block. You can just simply do your edits here, like here. I can just add anything I type. But this is kind of simple editing. I can move this one around. I can do this changes of the, say, some formatting size, making bullet points, but it's not like major. So, but it helps. It helps to update and edit the blog post. We specifically didn't want to do the complete full editing functionality on the top. It's enough to have this here.
Right. So it's kind of like just polishing it up before it goes to publishing, or somebody who just wants to take a look at it and maybe change some wording or whatever. It's like my client when I write, one of my clients when I write for her, we go through the article, and she likes to, oh, well, let's just rephrase this slightly, or let's do that. That would be perfect here because you could just scroll down.
Yeah.
So,
this one is that gives you quick edits right on the top. You don't need to go inside, so you do it here. Now,
before we leave, does that auto save?
Yes, exactly. That's auto save. So you don't need to click any button save. As soon as you get off the block, it's saved. So now take a look here. This one, it shows also the ability of using your Grammarly or any kind of editing tools is here. So you can see now here is highlight the Grammarly turned on. So I can move it and set it on the side, maybe here. And I still can use the Grammarly directly from here, just by simply, you can see right here, I can do quick edits just without going anywhere. Even it's suggesting me to rephrase, which is great. I can say rephrase sentence. If I like this, I can do it right on top. So this is a good thing to have. Yeah. And we decided it's good to give you like high level fixes. Now, another thing I just want to mention here. So you do have blocks on the left side, and of course, clicking on the block, you go into the editor, block editor itself. But there are certain things that you can do with the change of this load more. It gives you the complete flexibility of creating large content, like some book writers can now write the content of without limitation. You can create hundreds of different blocks. You can create the content of 50,000, 100,000 words, and it doesn't stop you. It always will work fast. And the ability of finding blocks, it's very, you can do that quickly here just by quickly sorting here. It gives you this.
Wow, look at that.
But also, you can just simply select the block you want. By selecting a block here, it just simply sort and filter that block, which is bring just this block. Okay, so this is the power of using.
That's amazing.
Using the blocks on the left side. So again, if you want to just simply select the specific blocks, you can do that just by selecting here, and here. And as you can see, I'm only having those blocks here. Okay, so now let me just remove that. So now you understand how this one works.
Yeah, that's great. And just in time for my new book.
Yeah, make sure you try to use it for a book. I need to have the feedback from the writers.
I have several chapters written already, so in Blogly, by the way.
All right. Now watch this. I want to show something else. When you select here also what this the check marks can be used for. So let's say I filtered out the content only what I want, and let's say I selected few blocks. Now what I can do to first of all to remove this, I don't need to check everyone. I can just simply click here, and it will refresh everything and drop me to the starting point. Also, I have another thing. We added another thing here. So you can have a drop down here with multiple functions. So you can create a block complete, incomplete, and I will show that complete functionality also inside the editor. So what does it mean complete, incomplete means? Okay, just like a simple task manager. You decide all of the blocks by default, they're incomplete and they show in red. Let's say I want to make it as a complete. When I turn a complete, you can see they change green. So those the blocks. Let's say if I'm done with them and I don't need to do any edits. It's a simple thing that let me understand where is incomplete work and where the work is required. So again, if I use this, if I highlight this other blocks and let's say I highlight those again, I can do it as a mass update and I could say incomplete and it turns all of them red. So now it's all back red. Let's say if I want to select all of them and say, okay, I can do it one by one when I'm working, and then it will be easy to do the mass update when I'm ready. Now, another thing is what else is here. Of course, the I will remain. You can see it's only visible when it's crossed off. That means this particular block is not visible to anyone except of you. So even if you share a content, even if you publish a content, this I means that that block will not be published. And how to make this I visible, I mean, how to make this I work, you can do it in two ways. You can do it on the header here, at the end of the header. You can just click on the I, and it will turn and it will highlight here. But also you can do it directly in the block. So let's say if you are on the last block, you don't want to filter it first or scroll it down. All you need to do is just simply hover it here and just click close the I. So you can do it in the multiple places. So that means this block will never be published. So what you can use that for, unpublished blocks? Very simple. You can put your notes. You can write something about your characters, or you can put maybe some scenes extra that you want, or maybe some draft parts that you want to have, like they are maybe not ready to be visible to anyone. You can just simply start it on them, just simply close the I and just use this I for your own. That makes it private or not private. That's what it means. Okay?
Yeah, I do use that. In fact, the book that I've started on, I had some raw material and I pasted that in as a note, and a note proper, but I did that so, it wouldn't be seen. And I've been using the complete incomplete, or, the completed functionality already too. It's very, very cool. You can see how you're doing.
Also inside, how inside it will be, you also can do the complete incomplete inside the actual, inside the block. Also, let me just explain here so it will be clearly understandable. Why do we have two different magnifying loops here?
Yeah, the search.
Both of them are searches. Now, do you understand why they are two here?
I would say that one, you're searching within the block itself, or the actual content, and over here you're just looking for block titles.
Very good, very intuitive. So it should be intuitive. If I write here, so you see, I just type here, it just search the block titles, right? Now, watch the difference. Let's say if I see this word marketing. Now, if I use, let me just knock down. Now, if I use this one, it works differently. So it works at the whole searches through the body of the content. Let's say if I do the marketing, right? Oops, hold on.
Disappeared on us.
Yeah, it's full. Oh, I think I understand. Okay, this one we need to correct this. So, but which is fine. So because we created this editing capability inside the block. See, if I click here, it hovers. So basically, we need to make sure the search here doesn't block. So when you type here, this one will be fixed tomorrow. So which is okay. I mean, we constantly have updating something new. You can see that something being
add one thing, break another.
yeah. So okay, now next thing. If I go inside the block, so I can show what inside the block. Well, so let's review what the new editor means. Okay, so the big difference. By the way, difference is huge. So first of all, it's much more reliable and better formatting. So you can do all kinds of formatting here. We try to make it as compact as possible, but at the same time, I don't want to go too fancy and make it like so on a click or hide it inside this. No, it has to be visible on top. And I think it's much better off to have more classic view here because it's easier to find. We have different additional things that you can do with that. Of course, the formats we fixed again. We're only starting from header 3 and after, 4 and so on, because of header 2 always reserved for the block headers. And the H1 is always reserved for the article title. It's very simple. So inside the block, you can use H3 and so on. So the quote codes I use look nicely. So if, let's say, if I want to use this, and do the coding. So this one is more like a code. It looks like a code. So this is good. I like this one to be used.
Now, when you say it looks like a code, I don't quite catch what you're doing with that.
It's more for the people who write the code. Sometimes the code is usually like like inserted in a window and box. It's actually this kind of formatting name is a code. Now let's take a look. See, if I switch it to quote, it's different. So actually, I put it together. So quote and the code is in the same.
Gotcha.
In the same thing. Now let me show. Let me just remove this one for now. Let me show something.
That was a non-coder. Obviously, I'm not a coder. So.
yeah. Okay. Now, let me show you what else is here. There are tables. Tables is a huge thing. So we left there our insert links. Also, it's expanded. We left the same thing. We added. This one was developed before the new editor, but still probably deserves a little bit of the explanation. So let me just say what these links do. Usually when you put the link, usually you have like two fields. You put the link title, you put the link target. Well, I thought it was not enough. So we expanded into 4 different options for the links. First option, let's say if I give a name here, let's say marketing, right? So this is the word, and I want to make it as a follow or do not follow. You can choose that. So this was added. So you can say normally by default is do follow link. People who are dealing with SEO, they understand it perfectly. So basically do follow means that it has a much more weight, in the simple terms, much more weight than do not follow. So for Google searches, it's better to have, if you have a do follow links pointing to your site, you better off. So that you get a really good backlinks. Now, the first field here is the actual link target. You can actually copy paste any of the URL. Let's say if I want to do this, copy this URL and I paste it into my blog. So this is it. As you can see, if I'm using this field, all 3 other fields are muted. They are disconnected because you can use only one of these 4.
Oh, okay.
Multiple.
Yeah, that makes sense.
At the same time, multiple ways, right? So you can use one of them. But okay, let's see what you can use it here. Okay, if I remove this, you can see now this becomes active. Now, the link inside to the block inside article. So here are all my blocks. So the blocks of the articles are here. So I can say you can see the notes there, WooCommerce. So if I say something marketing and link it to say is it doesn't load, that's it. So it's gonna create a link inside the blog post. It will drop down when anybody clicks on that. It will move down and bring that focus on your page in the WordPress to that particular place. This is being used by many bloggers who try to, for multiple reasons, by the way. It has a multiple purpose for that. So it serves, of course, again, it's one of the slide variation, gives you extra linking inside the blog. So, and plus it makes it more useful for the reader, right? So if
question you want to on that though, yeah, when you clicked on the drop down notes was shown, but didn't you have that with the not to show? So was the I crossed off on there?
It has nothing to do with that. So
okay,
I crossed off is basically making it for the private or not private. It has nothing to do with
but if you didn't want to link it inside the article, if you had private, shouldn't it? Does that impact the drop down there?
No, private have nothing to do with that.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's totally separate thing. One is to make the node visible. I mean, to make specific block visible or not visible. And the links are links. So basically, you insert in the links to a specific piece of the content. Usually, it's a one word or multiple words. You link it, you add in the specific link. Now, this one is understandable. Second option for block inside the article. Basically, you're selecting any of the header you have, any block you have. And let's say if I want to point it out, it will point it out. So if I click here, this particular link is a link to inside my block to the another block of content. Now, it's changed also here. Used to be before, slightly, we had a problem with that. So we decided to switch the editor because we had too many issues. Now, this editor is much better. So you can see now I can easily break it. I can easily edit, or I can just drop off the link altogether. So if I go here, now let me just now redo it different way. So you can see this one is blocked because I'm using it already. And those two are blocks. In order for me to use another link in method, so I can click on this one, you can see now everything is open. I can use now my published content. Now, my published content is now, we're bringing the links to the blog articles that I already published. So because we already know them, we know exactly where I published, so I'm just simply bringing them. If I put here again, if I want to find something, I can just type, if I found it, let's say I want to link it to my other blog article, I can just simply select it here and it will select it, okay? Then I use this another one option. It's my affiliate links. Remember the affiliates, let's say I have an affiliate for one of the, say, sites that sells the plugins. And like Code Canyon or something. I have an affiliate account with them. And let's say if I write something about, let's say like WooCommerce. If I would have a WooCommerce affiliate link, it's already inserted in my settings. I have affiliate marketing links. So those links are visible here. When I drop down like here, as for the public, it already has this link with my affiliate ID because I already pre-built. I don't need to search it. I don't need to go on any Excel files. I just simply select what I want and click OK. So when I can do this, now this becomes the link with my embedded affiliate IDs. So you can see there are 4 different ways of assigning the links. Now, let me show something else that we have, very useful. You can embed the tables. But before we embed the tables, so we talk about links, let's talk about the images. So images are, you do not have to open the assets. You can actually load the images here, directly from here, and they will appear. We will stuff them into assets. But this is a tool. So basically, if you don't want to go use this assets for now, just simply do it from here. Yeah, you can. So let's say if I do this through the GIFs. So when I click on GIFs, we show some GIFs. So whatever you like, you can search by specific GIFs. And let's say you want to add it, you click OK, and the GIF will be added here. Now, also, you have instant access to Pixabay images, Pixabay videos. You can bring your own URL. Let's say you have a URL from your WordPress. You can store it there. You have URLs, as long as it's a public URL that allows to display things like Amazon S3 server, or that could be, I think it could be even, let's say, Dropbox, even, I guess a Google Doc may have this also available. So you can just simply bring the URL. You can display the image here. And of course, you can upload. During upload, we use the same thing. You can upload basically any kind of type of document, any type of file. Right. Could be even Excel, could be a Word, could be the PDF, could be images. So out of images, we deal with the 2 kinds. We have JPEG and the PNG. PNG with a transparent background. Both of the images, you can use the compression mechanism. So for compression, you decide what the quality will be and what the resizing will be. So drastically reducing the image and slightly maybe reducing the quality of image, but still image will be decent enough, but at the same time, the speed is important. Even though you can load the large image, but because we store it on our Amazon S3, but still, when performance will kick in, when there's somebody enter your blog post, when they read it, and it takes a long time to load, not a good idea, right? So you want to load the fastest. So the smaller image size, the better. So usually I try to keep all my images around around 100 kilobytes. So if I drop it, let's say if the image is, say 1 megabyte, which is, I tell you, which is not uncommon to see a lot of sites using large images, and then they surprise why the performance is suffering. So you need to reduce it. So when you reduce it, you can do it on the fly. So you can upload the large image. You can just quickly resize it here. say you can go wrong with setting 50%, 50 and 50, and trust me, you're not going to get huge reduction. This is a blog, so it's not about the competition for the photography. So, but still, good images are fine, but still, it's a trade-off. The performance is a trade-off. Okay.
Well, and that's important too, because the new Google guidelines for ranking sites, which include blog sites, is speed of response is huge, and mobile friendly is huge because everybody is accessing the web via phones and tablets. So they're moving over to the point. I had a website that I was the webmaster for, and we uploaded some 1 megabyte pictures, like you were saying, because they were splendid. They were beautiful. But then when Google came out with the new regulations, we went back in and started dropping them down to, 100K or less, like you were talking about. So this makes it
important.
It's very important.
Yeah. Now, let me show a few things that was a huge improvement as far as managing the images. So when you upload the images or video here, now you have the really nice tool set right here. So first of all, of course, you can do it here, but also you can do the images, and I would suggest you to do it in library. Even though you could see anything I do here, we automatically add into the library, so you can reuse it in the future. How do you reuse it from the left side? Let me show you. Okay, when I go here, when I click on that image, you can see it highlights this right here, and I can just simply delete it, right? I can, of course, I can turn it around if needed to. I can refresh it. I can reposition it. I can do, I can also add this, insert the description on the bottom. So this is where you can quickly type what it is. Actually kind of neat, right?
Yeah, that's
also, great. Yeah, also, you can do the mirror. I can do the alignment. And by the way, alignment now works nicely. I used to have the really issue with alignment before. It was kind of the editor did not allow me to do lots of things. But now, really good, really good. Now, watch this. You can click here. You can do some updates here if needed. But the biggest part is, take a look. You quickly can resize it. Quickly can align it like this, say in the middle. Or say you want to put it like, I like this approach, 100%, 75, 50. So go this 75. That's probably what I want. Let me say if I don't want it. But if I use 100, that's probably the most useful thing I've seen. Now watch also here. What else is here? Of course, let's say if I remove it. Now let's say I want to reuse this. The way to reuse it, you use this 3 dots right here. You copy to crop. This is your crop. Basically, that means a copy to article. And just simply click here and paste it back. Also, what do you have here on this side? You can edit it. So when you edit it, you can actually give a name, because this one was taken from Pixabay. Just give your own name. You can assign the tags. Let's say you want to use the tags. The tagging will help you to find the stuff later. So you can also, using the filters on the bottom here, you can say all, and now I'm not only viewing the images that belong to only this article. I see that this article has this images, right? So there is a filter on the bottom, article related and all. Just quickly, if I go to all, now take a look. I've got 63 pages of different, and it's not only the images. I have the docs, I have videos, short videos. I have like Excel files. I have PDF files. There is a lots of stuff that I can store here, which is easily to be found. Somebody already asked me, oh, can we see this preview? Because you can see the preview of like this. You can see the preview of your images. But you do not have a preview like this one. You can see this is a preview of the video itself. See, I recorded the video. I just dropped it there, and I'm using it when I need it to.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool.
So see right here, right? So this is the video. Now watch this. If I can add the same video anywhere I want, just by simply clicking. Oops, hold on. Just by simply clicking on this menu and say copy to crop, right? So here it is. Here's the video. Now, if I want to edit this video, I can always go here. And let's say if I want to change the height and weight, specific, say, constraint, proportion, whatever. So I can insert description. So it's everything can be done here. Also, you can use the same thing for the video as a just for image. When you click here, you can change the sizes. You can see like I reduce the size. So it's a really small one. Let me remove it. So now you understand, right?
Yep.
So how to use the library and what's the difference between loading here and library. Well, basically library allows you to reuse stuff and manage it better as far as finding it. It's like your little Evernote sits next to you.
Right.
So you don't need to go anywhere. Again, when you open your assets, you can just go back, clicking it here, it opens up again. So this is the side, the panel always there, so always for you when it's needed. Also remember that we will look at the whatever we added, this complete and complete. You can see now this option is here. So you can click in the complete, it completes this stuff. And you can see it's incomplete. That means it's a toggle. So basically it goes back and forth every time I click on this. Now, what else is also here as far as the new editor? Let me show you some other stuff. Tables. So let's talk about tables. Let's say here, I'm quickly adding a table. I'm quickly clicking on this one. I can say, okay, let me add the header. So here's my header. So say I put header 1, say header 2. I can do the header 3 and whatever, right? So those are my headers. This is my table, which I can insert the same images here. Take a look. If I do it directly from here, I can say, okay, let me add this one image inside. It will go inside this, and now you can see how easily I can drag it, I can drop it, reassign it, and maybe move to the right. And you can see now I save the images, and I create in the table with the description I want. I can add even, I think, videos. GIFs are, no, videos, I think the video is the one that probably not going inside the table. But images, no problem. So you can add as images as you want and create a table. Now, you use also the tables in, say, maybe your reusable tables. So you can create the template out of it. And we can talk about the templates after that. So you can see how you can create a nicely table, say, comparison or anything you want. You can also see this one, I shrink to the minimum. I can remove this header. I can add the column. I can expand it. I can add the top on the bottom. So this one is really, really good. I like that. I like that.
I use that I've already used it in the latest article I'm writing. Embedding.
Oh, you already did, huh?
Yeah, it's great. I embedded pictures. Inserted descriptions. Now, one of the things you did there was you had, say, like the text off to the side in another column, but this table is really nice in that I punched in a picture, did the right align, I could still put my text in on the left side. So it was all in the same box with the image. It's very nice. I like it.
Yeah. So yeah, when you highlight like this, so yeah, you can just drag and drop. You can reduce. This is really useful. You can click on the 100%. It automatically readjusts to the size, possible size of this. Now, watch something else. What really cool. We didn't have before HTML editing. Now we do. Here's the code view, right? So when you click on this, now somebody who really knows HTML, they fully see it. I mean, this is really useful. You can add anything.
Very useful.
You paste the HTML. You can change a few things here, and you can just click toggle back up again. Now you're in a normal view. Okay. So this is how the HTML is working. I like HTML myself because you can do a lot with that. Also, I missed one thing here. So embedded codes, right? So embedding, we created the different embedded, really useful and really popular. And I can show how easily you can embed stuff here. So let's say if I want to embed, say chart block. Say, hold on. Chart. Chart blocks. So this is the app I'm using. It's by the way, it's free. It gives up to I think it's like 50 different charts. I can use it for free. Take a look. This is a chart. Now you can see how it's embeddable. I can take you on this chart. See, I can design a chart. I can do it any way I want. Let's say I make it nice looking the chart like this. And now I want to make it interactive and embedded. Take a look. I'm clicking here. Here is my embedded iFrame. This is all I need. Just copy this iFrame. Go back to Blogely and embed it here. Embed your iFrame. Just paste it like this, and here you go. It will come up, and now you can see. Now this is interactive chart. By the way, when you publish it, when the user hovers, I cannot do it right now because it's on editing mode. But yeah, when the user hovers over it, they can actually click and remove the filters. They can use it. Really nice. Very useful.
That's very cool.
Also, another thing I want to show also that you can use the same embedding we used to have here. I'll show you on embed iFrame. We also have another option is a paste table. Paste table is really simple thing. You got the table in Excel. You just take a copy of this Excel table and paste it here. Click OK. You'll bring the table. Maybe it's not as nice as there's another table, but it's a simple table that can be used and quickly added to your blog post.
Yeah, okay? I use that consistently.
Yeah, now look at this. Look at this. This is another thing is I used to have before. We used to have the problem when I put this in the very top. I could not get inside and put something there. You see this? They made it nicely here. So you can see a little one. When I hover it, I just click here. It lets me add another row on top, and now I can write on top whatever.
So that is inside the.
Yeah, you didn't know that, right?
No, that's cool.
Yeah, it's actually quite useful. I kind of like it. So that was see like this. See, there is no place for me to add anything.
Yep. Yeah,
so
I put into that.
When I hover it, you see it gives me this, right? So explore it. It's really, really cool. Now, see, I make it even smaller chart. So I can just simply drag and move. This is embedded stuff. Today, you can embed pretty much anything. You can take your Google Charts. You can take your Google Docs. You can take your Google Slides. You can embed the Google Sheets. So anything is embeddable. All you're doing is just to publish to the web, take the iFrame code and just paste it here. So this is really useful. Now, another thing is I just want to show here. Yeah, of course, we have the splitter here. You can insert some lines. You can add this paragraph styles. You can add the for the video alone, you have just a video URL. You put the URL and you can still use this configuration. We have the autoplay loop video.
Right.
So we can override. Let's say you put your URL of your YouTube. YouTube does not allow you, say, to remove the controls or autoplay. We do. So just simply use this, put it in. Just say, okay, I want it in a loop. I want it muted. I want it in no controls, and I want autoplay. Just do it. Put your URL, click OK, and it's there. So, and when you publish it, you have now video running like on the background. So this is very useful. Another thing is somebody who is in the research field, they have this math functions here. And again, remember, this one is additional extra menu, which we couldn't fit in here. We just added here. And this is the mathematical notation. So you can actually do this. Take a look how you can do it. But it's easy to figure out. We have a link here. You can just read how to do this mathematical equations, right? So it will allow you to do that as well.
Very good. Yeah.
So this is a really cool editor. I really like it. And plus we going to even expand it. So hold on just a second. I think I removed the one. Okay. Okay. So we didn't roll out yet, but let me show you what we added so far. Also, this week was added, as well as this new editor was added this week. And also we added right here. See, used to be nothing here, just a button save.
Right.
You are in the editor view, but take a look. You got the preview mode. What's the preview mode means? What do you think, Tom?
Oh, it lets me see what it's going to look like when it gets out into the wild. So you publish.
Look, take a look. Take a look. That's a functionality that's been requested. People have wanted to see their full blog post while they're editing in detail certain things. Here you go. You click on this, and we will load you here the full article preview on the left.
Okay, that is new. Cool.
So you can scroll it through the whole thing. You cannot edit it here. This is just a preview.
Okay.
But you can see how convenient that would be. Let's say if you work
fantastic.
on your blog post, if you want to see that, that's it's there, right?
Yep. You know, one of the things that this will sound very simple, but I go to the preview mode, not using this one. I just found out about it. And I'll look, because between the blocks, sometimes as I'm editing, I might have a line or two just blank space. So you scroll through the completed article and you say, oh, look, I need to remove a line here. So I can keep that open, go over and remove it.
So this one is gives you like full overview of your article. And now think of this. You keep, say, changing certain things here, but let's say you don't want to jump around. Of course, you can click here and hide it. But since you are working there, you may not want to jump around. So in this case, you open it up. So let's update it here for now. Hold on. So what you can do is you just click on refresh right here, and it will refresh the whole thing. So you don't need to close it. Just simply click on refresh. It will update it. Okay?
Very neat. I like that.
Yeah, I want to show you something else, which is I'm pretty much was ready today to upload it, but it's going to be released tomorrow, and I will show you what it is. So this is also in the hands of let's say I'm going into this view of this blog post. So I'm opening in a different account. This is in the development environment. Look what is coming. So I just showed you before the preview mode, right? You can click on the preview. Will load you the full article on the left, right?
Right.
And now you're working on one block, you see in the article. But now watch this. You have an additional icon here. So what's this icon doing? When you click here, it will pop you the version that you are, all your saved version. Let's say I have a saved version. Let me do this a few times. Here, I'm gonna, because this one was preloaded recently, but I've done some fixes or changes. Let's say I added the line here. And then do the save again. Every time you click on a save, in the background, we will save the version. And it's nothing to do with the versioning. So versioning is for here, is for your running, like your forced version that you want to reuse somewhere. This one is more for safety, like you want to see what was and track all the changes that you have. And you want to return back quickly to the certain level when you were on at some point before. So let's take a look now. When I click this one, you can see now it's because now it becomes now a few different versions here. Let me show you here. You see this green that was added, and it's nothing here. When I click here, I can see I've got two versions.
Right.
When I click on this one, now you can see this is a current version. It's matching, right? But let's watch this. I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna remove this block. So I remove this block. So basically, whatever just a little content, and I save again. So every time, remember, you save on the back end, we save that version. Again, it has nothing to do with this versioning. It has to do with this one. So now you can see, compare with the previous version, this was removed in red, and this was in the green, was added. Make sense?
Wow, that is great. So it's basically like you're tracking changes automatically.
Yeah, and also I can compare to the other changes. Take a look. This was, this was matching to that one. So you can see now it's all the same. But still, now let me go back now and now use this one where the different. And let's say I want now say, okay, something was gone wrong and I removed it for by mistake.
Right.
All you do is just simply restore, and we will restore it back. You can see now this one is back.
That is so nice.
Restore, yeah. And you can restore, go back like 50 versions back. So whatever you add, you can restore. But let me show you the other trick, what you can do it in a combination with these versions, because these versions are different. So let's say when I click here version, it does save exactly the version as it is here. So this one is forced and will stay there, have nothing to do with automated saving, right? So, right. But it has to do with something that, let's say, I make some changes, I write my content, and I make it, let's say, I remove this, I rewrite it, I make it better, but I'm still not sure, maybe I still use the good versions before, and I don't want to waste them. So I keep saving them. So I click on the save, and this is where you see this version, you see this version, they are different, right? Because I could keep making changes, and if I want to save it a certain state, it's because this one is for the different purpose. I'm saving the one that I really want, and you can see now the auto showed up automatically, because this one is constantly running like 60 seconds behind or whatever, like 1 minute behind. So whatever I'm making changes, so if something crashes, then I can restore it. But also when I click save here and save here, two different things. I click on save here, just simply making the changes to my editing stuff, and we will make all the changes here, so you could see and then compare them, right?
Right. Very cool.
Now let's say I want to restore this one. You can see I restored it. So this one it doesn't require this one does not require you effort. It's always asking you if you want to. It forces you actually making this saving the changes, but this one you make an extra effort, so you're saving the very specific things you want, and you keep them here. If you want to delete them, just say delete, and if you don't need them, just remove them. Okay. So very nice. Is another feature which is coming out tomorrow, so it will be released tomorrow.
Well,
I hope I didn't overwhelm now with all the new changes. You know, those updates and fixes happen to be in the last 2 weeks. So we're kind of covering 2 weeks of work. Okay.
Very cool. Did you want to talk about templates, or do you want to wait?
Oh, templates. Yeah, that's the same thing. Okay. This now the warning of the saving block. That means I made slight changes that I think that I need to save. So I have an option now. Let's say I work on this and I don't want that changes to be implemented. Maybe I did something by mistake. So now it's different. It's asking me now if I want to save these changes or not. Let's say I say yes, and now the changes will be recorded. And that will also save it in the future of the memory of the block. Again, you can see the performance, so they're really good. The article is about 5,000 words. You see right here, 4.5. And again, the same concept. You have a load more. I go on the bottom, say I want to adjust this one, and I click on just viewing that one. And so if I need to do the quick fixes on top, I don't need to go, I don't need to open the editor, right? So I can do it right here.
That is very cool.
Yeah. Now, yeah, you wanna say what do you want me to go over?
Quickly? Oh, did you want to go over templates, or do you want to wait and?
Okay. Yeah, let's go now over templates very quickly. So, templates. Now, if you go inside the editor, you will have a template. Right now, we inserted them in versions, right? You just saw right now how the versions are working. And here's the templates. Okay, let me explain. So versions and templates, not exactly the same thing, because the templates are used by visible in any article. From any content, I can see the templates. Let's say if I save the template here, right now it sits inside the version, but we will move the templates here. It deserves their own special attention. Templates are cool because any block of content, you'll say you add in the tables, you put certain information, you want to have it reusable or quickly accessible and reusable anywhere you want. You do it through the templates. And all you need to do, just click OK, save here. And now this template is saved. This block is saved as a template. Now, is it editable? Yes, it's editable. So you click on this one. You can edit this as just like you edit any block. You can just fine tune it exactly the way you want it. So when you're done, this becomes a template visible from any content. If I go on a different article, you can find those templates that I saved. I can name them any way I want, and they will be visible in from any article. And I think now Zoom causing the problems.
No, that wouldn't happen. Not Zoom.
So now let's take a look. Let's say if I go now here in this article, templates are visible from inside the article. I
think Mickey hears my dog barking.
Yeah. So I think now Zoom is causing me a problem. I don't know. Sometimes it just hung up. Okay. Now, if I go for now, I'm showing this as a version. And when I click here, I can see the templates that I saved, right? Hold on. One of the things that would be ideal for this would be corporate boilerplate, a press release template. You always want to end up with a specific corporate statement. It could be anything that you need. It's kind of like word parts for Microsoft Word. If you have blocks of content that you also remember each template, because this is going to be template, is going to be, like I said, going to be taken out and will be inserted here next to version. It deserves their own recognition because now template is first of all, it's visible from any article. So anytime you go to templates, you will see anything anywhere you save from any article. Can you create a template here by itself, say new? Well, not. It's designed to be, you just pick any of the block you see. Once you click save, it will save the block, right? Let's say if I click now save, you can see now this one is saved me this particular block, right? But you can see other ones were saved from other articles. Now, if I open it, I can preview it. If I go edit it, I can edit it. So basically, I can override the content just by simply removing anything and putting anything on my own. I can assign to specific blocks in this particular article. So you will assign it. Now, what else you can do? You can also assign your tags. So the tags, why tags are important? Because tags, you can group them by and easily find them. Let's say here's a source code. I made the okay. When I want to filter by a specific tag, I can always use it here and just select the specific tag, and it will filter me just by this tag. So remember, you can make as many of the different block templates as you want. They are reusable. You can organize them with the shortcodes with the tags and use them here as a templates functional.
Well, let me ask a question here. So let's say you're putting that template for shortcode headers. You want to embed that in this, the article on the right.
Yeah, They embed it differently. Let's say they embed it differently because they're not replacing the block. They're basically inserting inside. Let's say I want to put it inside right here. Let me just separate it with this little thing right here, right?
Yeah, that was my question. Is where does it go? And it will go where your cursor is located. When you assign that to a block, so go into the edit again, and you had in the editor when you were editing one of the templates, you could assign it to a block, right?
Yes. No, you're not assigning. You actually push it. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Hold on just a second.
I'll have to play with it a little bit. Looked like you could assign it to a block like you do notes and things like that.
I think I'm on, hold on just a second. Let me see. Yeah, I need to see like this one. So that you can just move them just by clicking here. You can add them to the article.
Okay.
But this one, I see, this one is version, so version will be replaced. But the template will not be replaced. So when the template will be there, the same arrow will point out whatever you have the mouse. That's where they added the content will be. Okay.
Got it.
So it's just, again, this is just been released. We're working on this tracking of the, it's too slow, tracking of the versions. So there is lots of stuff happening in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So we still,
I think we're going to need to have a program just to track the changes. It's like, you know.
Yeah, it is a program. Yeah, it is basically the track and changes program by itself.
Yeah. That's an old saying. You can't tell the players without a program. When you would go to a game somewhere, people would be selling you a program for the event. And they say, oh, I can't tell the program. You can't tell the players without a program. Give us $5.
All right, Tom. So I think we covered for today, and it's enough right now to kind of sort it out. So people can think, can play with that. We will have some really cool functionality coming out in the next week or two. We have really good. Just don't want to mention, this is about cross-linking. So we're going to allow cross-linking with the other content that you have from your blog post, and we can do it quite effectively.
Yeah, the preview you gave me was pretty impressive. So let's let that be the teaser, so that the next time people have to come back to the Blogly channel to learn more.
Yeah, and also I'm waiting for the people who just throwing me ideas. I love them. I mean, I can think of finding a solution how to make that work all together, because blogging is not an easy job. It's so many things. Writing is so many things involved. So we try to make it as effective as possible.
Very good, and you're doing it. This is a great tool. The more I use it, I mean, I've used it for quite a while now, but every day I like it more and more. So,
all right, Tom.
Thanks, Gennady. I hope you have a nice evening, and we'll talk to you soon.
You too. Yeah. Bye.
Thank you.